Many hands make light work, but as we begin 2022, many practices have reported difficulties ensuring that there are enough hands to go around to keep operations running and revenue coming in smoothly. However, some have found that with the right combination of technology and services, it's possible to thrive and even grow in the current environment. I'm Adam Solati, and welcome to this edition of the eClinicalWorks podcast. And here to speak with us, we have not one, but two guests from Pioneer Physicians Network in Ohio. First, we have Kathleen Kostelnick, Director of Business Operations, Development, and Growth. Kathleen, welcome to the episode today.
Thank you, Adam. Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you back again, Kathleen. You talked with us at our national conference a few years ago. Great conversation there with you and Leanne Knight about a lot of the different things you're doing there.
Thank you.
And we also have Deborah Sagewich, Director of Billing and Revenue Cycle Management. Deborah, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing really great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're thrilled to be able to talk with you both today and hear what you've been doing here as we begin this new year with all of these challenges. And as we said, we're hearing that a lot of organizations of all kinds are having trouble finding resources to fill available positions. Now, how has Pioneer Physicians dealt with these types of staffing challenges?
It was difficult. I didn't have staff in the office, they were at home. So I had to bring them back in and kind of right-size the department to the needs of the department, as well as right-sizing the people who have experience in doing their jobs so that they're experts at it. Also, we had to, we're using RCM resources so that we can be better at our jobs and concentrate at the front desk level with customer care. That is most important to us. We value that very highly. We work at the front desk. We have to help on patient collections, entering patient demographics. And as you know, if we don't train at the front desk level, what goes in is bad. It's going to have claim denials. Of course, we don't want that. So it's been very useful for me and my team to have RCM doing other things that keeps us focused on what's at hand within our department daily.
Adam, what was great was that Deb came in after we had our billing director retire, and that was right during the COVID time. So she came in and under her leadership really did some re-engineering of our staff, which has really helped.
Well, it sounds like you found a little bit of a silver lining there with the changeover at the right time, perhaps, what many people would say would be a challenging time. And, Deborah and Kathleen, many people know eClinicalWorks for its technology, including practice management tools that help offices manage their revenue cycle, like dashboards for work queues and alerts, and code correct rules and built-in automation. But as you've said, Pioneer made the decision to keep the responsibility, but pass much of the workload over to eCW's Revenue Cycle Management Services division. Where do you stand now with all that has happened?
Yeah, so again, I'll let Deb address some of the things that her group is doing, but really and truly, the transactional work has gone up to the RCM side of it. So we've created a very nice partnership with RCM in a hybrid model where all of the transactional pieces get done, up at eCW, and our folks can really focus on the denial management and the customer focused work.
I've been able to, because of RCM doing, Kathy calls pushing buttons, getting all the claims out and all that kind of thing. I'm able to use my team to concentrate on ready to bill, practice review. We work that daily. I mean, we used to leave here in the beginning that we'd have 200 claims sitting there. That bothered me. So I kept working at it. We kept working at it as a team. Every day that we leave, it's down to zero. And that is exponentially the biggest thing to me because that's money sitting there. And also by reorganizing the department to use their talents, that has also been a very crucial part, as well as cross-training. And without the help from RCM, I wouldn't have that kind of time to do that. And I'd have to quadruple my team.
Oh, speaking of team sizes, Pioneer Physicians, not a small organization. I believe you have about 70 providers. What about the size of your billing team, especially because right now so many people are struggling to find adequate staffing?
Our ratio was anywhere from like 1 to every 3 to 4 physicians. And we now have 70 providers. So that's mid-level providers, nurse practitioners, PAs, and physicians. And we've got 10 right now in our billing department. So really like at a 7-to-1 ratio, which is really cool. And very proud of that because we've been, as Deb said, under her leadership, being able to right size and to also have people working at their skills level. The collection side can go on and on and on. And I think a lot of times you think, I got to add one more person. But if you have really efficient people doing their job, you don't just throw another person into the mix, right? You just make people more productive and more efficient. And that's what Deborah has done.
Yeah, that's quite an increase in the ratio there from 1 to 3 up to all the way up to 1 to 10. Or 1 in 7, I should say. That's amazing. Now, as we said, Pioneer is a little bit on the larger side with the 70 providers, but it bears pointing out that eClinicalWorks RCM services can be transformational for both big and small practices alike, with customers receiving resources who handle claims processing, review, scrubbing, follow-up, denial and appeals management, real-time eligibility, real-time dashboards. I mean, the list is getting a little bit long, so I'll probably cut it off right there. But all of this gives practices 98% first pass acceptance rate at a fraction of the competition for just 2.9% of revenue. What changes have you made now that you're taking full advantage of RCM services?
We watch our benchmarks. We really look to see how we're doing in comparison nationally to where we should be from the standpoint of our days in AR to our outstanding claims and aging reports. And so we look at those and monitor those on a tracking basis. Deborah uses a lot of the reports from RCM that we never had before we got onto the program. So Deborah, do you want to talk about how you utilize the dashboard?
Oh yes, every day I get daily summaries, the dashboard, and I am able to track charges, payments, adjustments, claims that are unlocked. I know where my money is like every day. And I'm able to keep the AR days down between 20, 21, sometimes as low as 18. Before it was a lot higher than that, but because we use RCM resources, that has really benefited. Also, we are able to concentrate on providers. We try to keep our collection percentage over 120 days at 8% or lower. So the providers who are higher than that, we concentrate them on a monthly basis so that we can work wherever that money is and get it in. Again, that's attributed to RCM doing all of the other things that I could not have my team do and plus do that.
It's the tools, Adam. I think really the tools and things that we've been able to gain through the RCM services that have really made us successful.
Well, I think you mentioned a few of those metrics that you're tracking. Days in AR down around 18 to 20, I think, is really incredible for a lot of practices. I think a lot of times they find their AR is much higher than that. So I think that's incredible. And then, like you said, the ability to focus in on which providers may be struggling so that you can provide some, support or some, attention where the attention is due to make sure that those don't become bottlenecks that hold you back. Now, we talked a little bit about the outcomes, the capabilities here, but the services themselves, of course, I think play a big role. Which aspects of the RCM services have made the biggest impact or have stood out for you?
Yeah, I would say probably the reporting. I think Deborah really appreciates the ability to have that reporting service. And another one is really on the productivity of our staff. We're able through the RCM system to really follow and monitor along the productivity of each one of our staff members.
We have weekly Tuesday meetings with our account manager at RCM. At those meetings, we drill down to problems at hand. And both of us, I say my side that we're seeing this. And then they also come back to me and said, your denials are increasing or claims dropping in practice review are increasing. Here's what we're recommending that you do to stop that. that is valuable. That is key, because I don't see it as a director. I don't see those things. My team does. Sometimes they don't communicate it to me exactly, but our accounts manager does.
Yeah, we've always, since the day we started, gosh, back in 2015, Adam, we started on RCM. We've always had a strategic account manager meeting weekly, and we use an action register. So every week we go back over the things and we do follow up. And I think that's, again, that has been a great tool and a great piece of our success.
It's excellent. Great to hear that. Lots of communication, lots of transparency from what you're talking about there, and I think those things can make a big difference for a lot of practices. Well, Kathleen and Deborah, thank you so much for your time today. It's been great to hear how the RCM services have made a difference for Pioneer Physicians Network. We continue to look forward to finding out what you guys do next with eClinicalWorks tools and services, and we thank you so much for your time being here today.
Great. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you very much. It's a great opportunity.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. Well, if you have any questions about any of the topics that were discussed here today, you can look for more information on my.eclinicalworks.com, where we've got videos and documents to help you to understand more about what eClinicalWorks is capable of. You can also speak with your strategic account manager as well. And don't forget to check out our other podcast episodes on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and my.eclinicalworks.com. For the eClinicalWorks podcast, I'm Adam Solati, and thanks for watching.